putting the brakes on a plan to suddenly revoke the driver's licenses of hundreds of Massachusetts truck and bus drivers breaking tonight. After months of News Center 5 reports, Governor Maura Healey is now stepping in. Hello, everybody. Maria Stefanos.
And I'm Ed Harding. And in many cases, the registry was planning to yank the licenses based on the offenses that were committed decades ago, that it was just now adding to a driver's records. Well, tonight, the governor says that shouldn't happen, and she wants a change to state law moving forward. Our Ben Simoneau has been right on top of this, exposing the issue, and now he joins us with an update. Ben?
Yeah, and Maria, several truck drivers told me they were about to lose their commercial driver's licenses for mistakes they made as kids in passenger cars long before they ever had a CDL or thought about getting one. This was not required by federal law, but the registry forged ahead until now.
Someone like me who hasn't had a brush with the law or even a moving violation in 30 years.
I've shown you driver.
I might not have a place to live next month.
After driver.
I need my CDL to keep food on the table.
Who were suddenly told in August the Registry of Motor Vehicles would revoke their commercial driver's licenses, originally with just a week's notice, based in many cases on drunk driving offenses from the 80s and 90s that the drivers thought were far in their rearview mirrors. Instead, the registry was suddenly resurfacing them now.
It was in 1998.
11 years before he got a CDL. Drivers like Sean Curtis say they already paid their penalty.
Back then, they just tell you to plead guilty and move on in life. I never thought 30 years, 25 years later that this was going to come back and haunt me.
The RMV's own regulations require it to disqualify drivers for life from holding a commercial license for 2 or more of a long list of infractions. But that's something not required under federal law, which allows states to let drivers get their truck or bus licenses back after 10 years of clean driving. Now, Governor Maura Healey is instructing the registry to change that regulation.
These didn't happen in commercial motor vehicles. These happened in passenger cars. And back many years ago when these things happened, DUI wasn't as serious as it is now.
Attorney Brian Simoneau is representing several drivers with very old offenses.
There's no question that these old archaic violations that were committed so many years ago have no bearing on whether that person is a safe driver now. And everyone I've spoken to has maintained a clean record.
In a letter to lawmakers, the governor is also asking them to change state law, excluding offenses that happened in passenger vehicles prior to 2005. She wrote, quote, "Over time, the relevance and predictive value of these older offenses has diminished."
There's no doubt in my mind that the media attention that was put onto this issue is the reason why this change is happening.
Now, state officials expect these changes will help about 2/3 of those 500 drivers who found themselves suddenly facing license suspensions. The governor ordered the registry to prepare new regulations by February, and the legislature is expected to take up the law change when their new session begins in January. By the way, that attorney, Brian Simoneau, no relation. He has one M, I have two in the last.
By the way, the media that he mentions is Ben. Ben changed this, so this is moving. So
yeah, the governor ordered the registry to prepare the new regulations by February. Amazing. That would not have happened. Kept shining that light on it.
We're just doing our job.
Great job.